Well, good afternoon, everyone. Warm welcome to my YouTube channel, Making It in Austria. I'm your host, Iulia Juchert, and today we have a very special guest for the 105th episode of Making It in Austria. Iulia, warm welcome to the YouTube channel.
Thanks a lot, Adela. It's really a pleasure to be here. I've been following you, and I'm really honored that I'm now your guest, not only following you on YouTube.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for accepting the invitation and for, being able to share your story. We just maybe before we start, we got to know each other or got attention to each other through LinkedIn and through the recent event that we have attended, but didn't get the chance to talk in face-to-face from the female factor. There was an event a few weeks back with the Polestar, and I stayed very briefly because I could not stay long with being pregnant and then standing and then sitting and here and there, and I was like, okay, I will have to leave a bit earlier. So that's why how we missed each other. So I did, for the ones who don't know the female factor, so please check them out. They have a great LinkedIn page and their website. And some long time ago, at the beginning of this YouTube channel, I did an interview, short one, with Marti, one of the founders of the Female Factor. So I've been following them and participating in most of their events since the very beginning. So it's my pleasure to have you here, Iulia, and yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. So I'm personally curious, and I'm sure the community, people listening, is curious as well.
Yeah, thank you, Adela, for the warm introduction. So yeah, I'm Iulia. I'm a senior marketing manager at TTTech Auto, where I drive global external communications, product marketing, and company positioning for safety critical technologies that power the future of next generation vehicles. I have over a decade of international experience, not only in Austria. So I've been building my career at the intersection of technology, strategy, and storytelling. Yeah, and it all started actually more than 12 years ago. So it's been quite a journey. I left my home country in Romania back in 2013. So since then, I've been living and working abroad. It all started with a marketing and communications internship in Regensburg in Germany. I didn't speak a word of German at that time, but I was incredibly excited about this opportunity and the idea of working in an international environment. So yeah, looking back, I think that was the stepping stone into what became for me a truly global career path. Even before that, actually, during my university years, I was already working with international clients and partners. So I think I knew that this would be part of my journey, that I would be in a truly global environment throughout my life. So I studied also international relations and European studies, and later pursued a master's in marketing and business communication. So I think this foundation really set the tone. After Germany, I spent a year in Brussels, in Belgium, where I worked as a communications manager for a non-profit organization at that time, under a EU-funded program. So this was also an incredible experience, because I had the chance to work at the intersection of science, research, and policy, because we were helping interdisciplinary research networks to come to life across Europe. So it showed me already at that time, more than 10 years ago now, the power of communication in driving collaboration. And yeah, it was really inspiring to enable all these motivated researchers from different EU countries to set up their own research networks. And the whole program was funded by the European Union. Eventually, I actually moved back to Germany. I sharpened my German language skills, and I experienced two very different sides of the work world, such as a large corporation like Airbus and also a startup in Stuttgart. And both of these two experiences in Germany taught me a lot about structure, about agility, and how to adapt in very different environments. Yeah. Then came 2020. So that was 5 years ago. We all know what happened in 2020, pandemic, a turning point for many of us. So at that time, I was ready for a surprise, actually, as a paradox, for more stability. But we know what happened with the pandemic. I think it was not really stability for any of us. And I wanted to be a little bit closer to home, to Romania in this case. I didn't end up in Romania. I ended up moving to Vienna, Austria, which felt like the perfect middle ground. So it was actually through this opportunity at TTTech Auto that I joined. I came to Austria, and I took on the very exciting challenge of building from scratch and promoting the autonomous. The autonomous is a global technology community focused on bringing together all the major stakeholders that work on safe autonomous mobility. It sounds like a futuristic thing, but it's not that far away, trust me. I mean, in Europe, maybe it's a bit further away, but there are other regions of the world, like such as US and China and Asia, where they already have robot taxis on the streets. So yeah, so what I was doing there, my background and my international experience and my passion actually for technology and mobility, I help bring together key stakeholders in this field of automated driving. And it was an incredibly exciting space to be in. We were creating a neutral space for collaboration in a very complex and fast evolving industry. So as I said at the beginning, I work for TTTech Auto. The autonomous community was initiated by TTTech Auto, and we at TTTech Auto, we develop safety critical software and hardware platforms for automated and autonomous driving. So we're helping shape the future of really software defined vehicles. And there is a strong focus on safety, security, real-time performance. So my role has actually evolved throughout the years. I've been working for TTTech Auto for more than actually almost 5 years. And my role now involves defining how we communicate our value to the world, whether it's through media outreach, product positioning, working with truly global customers, OEMs, car manufacturers, and partners to ensure that the story that we tell and also the products that we make match the real world impact we're creating. So it's a role that challenges me on a daily basis, and I really like it because it allows me to blend my passion for technology, strategy, global marketing, and communication into something that I see is driving real change in the mobility space and also safety.
And you said that you moved to Vienna to feel closer. I mean, you wanted to go home, but then you came to Vienna. And since this is a YouTube channel for making it in Austria, so quite international. So what would you say? So is it close to home? So, or is it Vienna one of your homes along the way? So how do you feel here? So I don't know, tell us a little bit about what's one of your favorite things to do in Vienna. What are the things we know or don't know and you really love about it, and how does it feel?
Yeah, so probably as you already know, Adela, Vienna is really international, but at the same time, for me, it was very surprising to find out that so many Romanians live here.
Yeah.
I found out recently
And
that
most of them with PhD, the ones that I know have a PhD, so highly educated, different
exactly.
industries.
It's a
Yes,
lot of
yes.
also in my company actually at TTTech, there are quite a few Romanian engineers, software developers,
Yeah.
also HR specialists, like really
Yes.
all all spectrums, all fields.
Yeah.
And yeah, in my opinion, this also makes me feel a little bit like at home because, yeah, there are many internationals, but also many Romanians. So I get to speak my own language quite often
Yeah.
thanks to this. And yeah, you know how it is when
Yeah.
when you meet people from back home, and yeah, you can maybe live a little bit of your own customs, your own culture, at the same time still living this international life in Vienna. So I love it from a cultural point of view. I think all expats agree that Vienna is a good place to live, and yeah, to experience different. For instance, there are many events, many
Mm.
festivals that I go to here. So for me, it's large enough. Also, I think that
Yeah.
a larger city than Vienna would not be what I'm looking for at the moment. I'm saying this because at some point in my life, I was considering larger cities
Yeah.
like Paris or London, or
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't think I would go for that anymore. I think Vienna is really like the limit for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, you know, it's like it's really hard to not love Vienna, you know, and find your home here and your space and your community and so on. Because as you said, you know, it's very international. You know, I come from, and my husband and I, we are both from Bosnia. We've been living here now since 2013, so some years behind us. We have worked most of our time in global international companies as well, but we tend to, you know, learn the language here as well, to, you know, meet people here. So, you know, to speak at least, you know, in German, and in then in English, of course, and then in Bosnian as well. And you probably know or realize that, you know, our Bosnians are quite and the Balkans in general are very connected, you know, so we tend to, you know, create communities. You know, we have, for instance, the Businesswomen of Bosnia and Herzegovina here in Vienna as an association. It's been active for the last couple of years. So we tend to come together, you know, and everybody's working in a different industry, you know, very well integrated here into the society, and has a very good connection emotionally, and also, you know, close with Bosnia. So it's for us, it's some way like not far away from home. It feels natural, you know. It's like kind of you are at home, because you can,
Exactly.
you know, do a lot of good things, and you can meet people. And as you said, the Vienna has this charm of, you know, being big but also small, so you can really be
Yeah.
in your own bubble, you know, but also if you want to be in a small circle, you just turn around and figure out which one you want to take. So it's the beauty of it, really, that, as you said yourself, and for me it's very important. So it's 5 years now for you in
Yes, 5 years
Vienna.
actually now in April at the end of the month. It's my
Nice.
anniversary in Vienna, half a decade.
Nice. I did a big celebration when we had 10. So when I turned 10 years here, so there was a big celebration. So I did
That's very
invite.
nice. I should consider it as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's because there's so many things that happen, Julia, you know, throughout that time. And of course, you are focusing on, you know, there's so many things you want to do in a short period of time, and so on. And it's good to, you know, just take the time. And a day, I remember I did a day, and then we had a nice dinner and celebration, and you know, circle of women and men that really made an impact on me and the whole journey for us here in Vienna. So I wanted to, you know, mark that in some way, to really bring them together and thank them for what they did.
Yeah,
So
very nice idea.
yeah, so think about, so we don't have much time today, and we have a lot of things to cover, but one of the things I really love to talk about is how do you meet new people, how do you network, so how was it for you, so which circles do you tend to be, which circles do you recommend? So it's a we are here very open, so I do, share all other networks and all other communities that they do really great work, and I see the collaboration is a way forward. So there's no competition. There's no need for it because there's like a really good spirit in Vienna, and there's plenty of internationals, and all good ideas are welcome.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And as I mentioned, even in my work, for me, collaboration is part of what I drive, even at work. And also in terms of personal life, well, the female factor was actually for me kind of a refuge when I arrived here. You know how it was in 2020. We had very strict regulations in Vienna. And at that time, the female factor managed to bring together a lot of people, a lot of internationals at the beginning through in virtual environments because we were not allowed to meet up in person. And of course, I was also in an important time in my career where, I was starting in a company that has very complex technology products and solutions. And I felt a little bit like, oh my God, I went to the office. They gave me a laptop. They told me to go back home because, I didn't have a proper onboarding in person. So I connected with my team at that time completely virtually, barely understanding what is this about, what should I do, how can I understand the products and solutions in this company, how can I meet people to exchange with. So this is how I joined the female factor. I also very much liked their mentorship program. Probably you know with Adela. Yeah, so I was part of that program, I think, for 3 rounds. And I'm even thinking now to maybe take the other side, maybe to offer also my experience and mentor other younger people. I mean, I've been doing that a bit through my work, more junior colleagues and the people in my team. But I think what the female factor does, both on a personal and professional level, at least to me, it has been very helpful and soothing in that crazy time. I mean, we said that now that we love Vienna, we love it. But for me, it was a difficult experience at the beginning because of the pandemic. Because everybody was asking me, from back home in Romania or other countries, so do you like it? How is it? Yeah, the architecture is amazing, but that's pretty much it. I don't know what to tell you because I'm not experiencing Vienna. The first 1.5, I think, up to 2 years, was like that. So it's definitely the female factor. And I think, I probably you have also read that they say about Vienna that it's so difficult to meet friendly people, and people in Vienna are not friendly and so on. I disagree. For some time I thought, that's the case. That's the problem. It's not me, it's others. It's Vienna. I disagree now. I think you have plenty of opportunities here to meet other expats or even locals. I mean, I find people in Vienna very diverse, very open to sharing their experiences, finding also like friends and not only on a professional level. So actually my problem at the moment is not meeting people or not networking, is time. That's my I
it's
think
always
it's
one or the
everyone's.
other. It's
But I wouldn't say I have now a hard time. Maybe at the beginning, but in my opinion, it was not necessarily Vienna or Austria. It was really the pandemic that made it really hard. It was my biggest challenge when I arrived here.
Yeah, I fully agree. So I reflect, we were years before the pandemic here, and I do now often reflect. Yeah, it was a crazy time, I would say. It's like it's unimaginable, that you spend all day long, every single day in your, apartment, in your four walls. It's just, but what we did, it's like it's what's remarkable about humans is that we tend to, find the ways, and that's could also be a sort of inspiration. We find the ways. It did. You always have some trade-offs, so it's not perfect. I mean, mental health, we're gonna suffer for a very long. I mean, people suffering, and especially teenagers, and some, having a hard time not meeting their friends and being out and being free and exploring. But, on the other hand, you see that we, find the ways to do, being creative and being helpful and supportive and creating impact, even though we are in four walls and just connected to the internet the whole time. Before we wrap up, Iulia, thank you so much. I remember that you said one of your favorite podcasts is the Diary of the CEO, right?
Yes. Do you know it?
Yes. They tend to have a longer ones, about an hour or maybe an hour and a half or two, right? So I did listen to a few of them, different topics, financials, psychological, money, and so on. Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah, I really love it. I'm a huge fan, and I agree that the episodes are sometimes very long. But because I told you I'm from Romania, and my husband, I didn't have the chance to say he's German. He still has family in Germany, but also in Slovenia. We have family in Romania, so we drive quite often. I think we drive more than we fly. Because again, Vienna has
and you work for the auto company, you have to promote the automotive. Next time when you work at the Airbus, so or like
I hope one day my car is actually autonomous, so that we don't need to drive.
I love that too. I love that.
But what I wanted to say with the podcast is that the episodes are long, but it's the perfect time, when you're driving for many hours, especially to Romania. It takes quite some time, so it's up to 10 hours, and this is when we listen to the Diary of a CEO, and I really like, because the conversations there are so vulnerable, and you get these honest insights from so many leaders, and not only leaders, but people from very different backgrounds. And it just reminds you that behind every success story is just a human journey. So I really like Stephen Bartlett. I think for his age, he has accomplished so much. He's younger than me. I think he's in his early 30s. And I like that his conversations are truly genuine and unfiltered. And he also asks difficult questions that no one else maybe dares to. And I like that his guests are open to that. And he has quite famous guests. So it's not only about success, it's also about failure, about self-doubt, about different challenges in life, how we can grow through these challenges. And
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. So for some of you who are listening this and you don't know the Diary of CEO, please check it out. It's not a paid commercial, but it's an appreciation of a good work. And Iulia, that's all the time we have for today. So thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you all for listening. I will link up the contact details from Iulia on LinkedIn. And Iulia, you definitely have to be a mentor in the next 3 years. That's the best way.
I'm thinking about that. I think it's time.
It's time, and then you grow together. So there's like so much that what you learn from your mentee and vice versa. I've been on both sides, and I can generally really recommend to everyone. Try it out. Give it back. That's the best way to learn.
Exactly.
Enjoy the time. Enjoy the holidays coming. Easter is coming. So everybody take good care, and we talk soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adela.